Crimeycade podcast. I'm that conservative crime fighter. You know, decided to start the show being in the great outdoors, right out here on the edge of the lake. As we've entered the month of June, we're in the midst. Summer is almost here, officially, on the 21st of June. Yeah, technically, we're in springtime still. But temperatures are going up. We're in the mid-80s. The ACs are going to kick on. Yes, the air conditioning. Everything's in full bloom. Everything's green, growing. As we enter the summer months, gaming never has an off season. And this weekend, headed to the Illinois GameCon in Bloomington Normal. Gonna be a fun time. The early summer convention. A major convention for me to attend after the Midwest Gaming Classic. Sure, there's gonna be Fight Fest in a few weeks. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make that. But we have the beginning of summer, then we enter July for the Missouri Game Con, where I will be a part of it once again. And then we head into the month of August. I'll be celebrating another birthday. And then we headed to the 11th annual T20 tournament. 2025, my 10th one. Now, for T20 tournaments, yes, we got this. I'm the outlier still, because only one man has won 9 of the tournaments. Yes, Zurst is 9-1 for T20, but I'm the one in the 9-1 to hold a T20 victory. After my T20, I had a streak of 3 side tournaments won. Last year, they didn't even do a side tournament. Yeah, to my great disappointment, I would have won a 4th in a row if they had it. And now there's been discussion about switching up T20 this year. What will it look like? Don't know. Regardless, I announced that I was going to be the first entry into the 2025 T20 tournament. I am in. It's only a couple months away. Whatever games they put up, I'm going to play hard, play my hardest. Do what I can, the best I can, to get in the top 3 and take home a cash prize. If we have a side tournament again, I'll be going for that as well. But either way, that conservative crime fighter is in T20 once again. It'll be a fun time. And if you've never entered a T20, you don't think you can measure up to the competition, don't fear this. You're buying practically a 3-day pass into the Galloping Ghost Arcade. Start on Friday, play 20 games, put a score on 20 games. See where you are at the end of the day Friday. Saturday, plan your route. Sunday, last chance. Figure out what games you want to try to up your score on to move up the ranks a little bit before the final coin drop. "21 hours. 5 decades of arcade fun. 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, the teens. Shooting, platforming, mazes, sports, racing, rhythm, fighting games. Every genre is covered. Every decade is covered. You may be good at one type of game. Can you play the others? No one knows what those 20 games will be until you walk through the doors. So nobody has an unfair advantage. Unless you played the game in the wild long ago. Regardless, I'll be in T20 again. And you know what they say? The winner of T20 might win Gamer of the Year again. Yes, Zurst won Gamer of the Year twice in a row because he won T20. Now if he does it a third time, gauging the crowd reaction, it's going to be a hard sell to give him a third time because he hasn't been at the arcade except during T20 weekend. That's it. I seem to be drawing an audience over here. The ducks are swimming up to hear what I have to say. Regardless, August 8, 9, and 10, T20 25 is coming up quick. If you're a gamer, you may be good, you may be average, but you ought to enter this tournament. I'd like to see bigger turnouts than what we've had the past few years. Like a dozen players, 20 players. Now the first tournament we had up to 50 players. The very first one, and I missed that one. There's a lot of arcade players all over the country. All you have to do, take the leap, come on in, see how you measure up to the competition. Even if you don't win, you're playing games that are not on the arcade floor, or maybe they are already. More likely than not, they're probably going to be games you've never even seen in a very long time. So, couple months, I'll see you at T20. I'll see you at the Illinois Game Con. I'll see you at the Missouri Game Con. Maybe a Bloody Wars tournament to come. I'll see ya, and good luck to everybody who steps up to the plate and here's this competition. Hope to see you around the arcade soon. Let's start the show, everybody. Welcome to the Crimeycade podcast. I'm back at Server Crime Fighter. Mic check, mic check. Does everybody hear me? I want to make sure everybody can hear me because I'm using a new headset here, and yep, it seems to be working. Welcome in. This is episode 55 of the Crimeycade podcast, and I just came back just 1 week ago, and I'm going to adjust this camera and aim it down because these banners right here are kind of hiding my face a little bit. And no, I did not go to Murray State. Family used to live down there, and they lived near Murray State, so I just, they got a sweatshirt, and I ended up with this one. So nice little cover combination for me to wear to this podcast tonight. And comments in the stream chat. I asked if anybody got their Switch 2 yet. Jet Cogs got his Switch this morning. Yep. And thought it was the least exciting console launch in Nintendo history. Yeah, I agree with that. Yes, I definitely agree with that. And I didn't even bring it up last week, but not last week. Yes. Oh, let me get this. I'm on the wrong slide here. I'm on the wrong screen here. There we go. Last week, our guests were, well, not yet. Crimeycade Podcast has a Facebook page. It is at facebook.com/Crimeycade. I need to get to 100 followers so I can stream on that platform besides Twitch. Last week on the podcast, we had the world record holder. Yeah. Tongue-tied a little bit. The world record holder of the Nintendo competition cartridges, Paul Tessie. He messaged me a few days ago and told me that he can get to 27. He can breach 27 million on my 1991 Nintendo Campus Challenge cartridge. So, at some point in the near future, he's going to make that run and try to conquer the 27 million barrier on the NES. Nintendo Campus Challenge 91 cartridge. We'll have to see when that will happen. Also joining us that week was Nintendo collector Nintendoland Mins. And if you didn't see that podcast, you can see on my Twitch channel after this podcast is over. Next week, it will be moved over to my YouTube channel at tiny.cc/PWCI. And yes, the Switch 2 is out. The Switch 2 is out. I'm not getting a Switch 2. I don't even have the Switch 1. The last Nintendo system I got was a Wii. And the reason why it's only a Wii, I haven't gotten any game system since the Wii, is because I'm on an classic arcade game kick. God, wow. A little tongue-tied today, and I got a few stories I need to tell before we bring our guest. Today, today was a hot mess for me today, but we'll get to that in a moment. Well, Billy Mitchell has put out a video responding to Carl Jobs because the lawsuit's over, obviously. Billy Mitchell won, and Carl Jobs and his followers are just beside themselves. But Billy Mitchell put out a video on his YouTube channel answering some of the comments that Jobs has made in his previous videos because the lawsuit's over. Now, just a note, the lawsuit was always about Carl blaming Billy Mitchell for Apollo legend committing suicide. That's what the lawsuit had been about the entire time. Period. Not the Donkey Kong scores. Carl didn't put emphasis on this, and there are a number of reasons to not like Billy Mitchell, but the Paul Legend incident was not a legitimate reason to hate him for that. So, this is not over yet because Billy still has to collect about $1 million from Carl, and Carl is not really wanting to pay up. He's trying to find a way to get out of paying the damages. So we'll have to see where this goes next. Illinois Game Con will be happening. Yes, I'm be glad to go to this tomorrow. I'll be very happy to go to this tomorrow because, today was a real hot mess. I work in IT, and I'm dealing with Windows 11 rollout. Well, 80% of the machines that rolled out to did install successfully. 20% did not. So I have 1,300 help desk tickets to deal with, which is not fun. No, it is not fun at all. And it's been a hot mess. And I'm just at my wits' end today. And this podcast is a little bit of escapism from that. Oh my gosh, nightmare. So, but it's a half day for me tomorrow because I'm going to this. I got the VIP package. If you don't have the VIP package, you'll have to just stand in line, buy a ticket on June the 7th. Doors open officially at 9 a.m. The VIP people get in an hour earlier. So if you've got free time tomorrow, it's in Bloomington, Illinois at the Interstate Center on the west side. It's been expanding the last few years, but tomorrow it's just games only, no vendors. So we'll see what I'm gonna. A lot of Mario Kart, a lot of Smash Brothers tournaments going on tomorrow. So we'll see. And Fight Fest will be coming up. Gosh, I will not be available to go to this. I'll be tied up. Brookfield, Illinois. On Ogden Avenue, Mortal Kombat 11, Street Fighter 6, and Tekken 8 tournaments. 3-day weekend. There is an entry fee, so go to BladeWarsTournament.com to register for this event if you are a fighting game expert. And Sun Pride Gaming Expo is in Atlanta, Georgia, in June 22nd to June 20th to 22nd. I had the organizers of this convention on the pod in weeks past. Well, it's coming up in a few weeks. So if you're down in Georgia, you might want to attend this. And Arcade Animals. I have donated money to the Kickstarter so they can film new episodes of this show. So I'm sponsoring one of the prizes in one of the episodes. I was featured in episode 6 in the hotline segment where you call the number. Way cool. 485. That's 929 266 5485. They're looking for contestants. If I'm not chosen, if you're not chosen, you want to call this number. You want to call this number and leave a promo as a voicemail. They may use it. They used my voicemail for their show. So if you're not picked as a contestant, you'll want to do this. You want to do this. You want to call in and leave a promo as to why you should be a contestant on this game show, which is a throwback to Starcade back in the 1980s. And Southeast Game Exchange 2025 will be in Greenville, South Carolina. I've had one of the organizers, Austin Bell, was on this podcast months ago. This is his baby right here. Camelot 331. So a little bit of an update on this, the Game and Geek Expo. Camelot 331, that's Cody Dennison, was dropped from the convention because a couple of individuals threw a fit about him being booked. And we have the names of the individuals: Madison Shelton and Cheeky Cosplay. Well, they've also been shown the door due to the backlash. They were fired from the convention as well, because as soon as Cody Jensen was cut, people were complaining about cancel culture and these two individuals throwing a fit about him being booked. And they said, well, if he's gone, if he's not coming, we're not coming either. So Jeff Thomas had to do the right thing. He had to fire those two individuals who were causing all the drama, because Jeff Thomas, this is his first year in running a gaming convention, and it has to be successful for there to be another one. So the troublemakers had to go. And good move for them. But also, Austin Bell, good move for you. Kudos to you for bringing Cody Dennison to your gaming convention. And anybody who's complaining about telling them to pound sand, that is a good move on your part. Then we move on to the Missouri Game Con in July 26, 2025. I will be there, as well as Mins of Nintendo Land will both have tables at this convention. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Yes, at the Greensfelder Recreation Complex, same place as last year in Manchester, Missouri. As I talked about at the beginning of the pod, the T20 tournament, August 8th through the 10th. Register now at the Galloping Ghost Reproductions website. $50 entry fee, but that's also gives you entry into the arcade. Pretty much the equivalent. It is the equivalent of a 3-day pass. So you pay $50. It's $25 to go to the arcade for 1 day. But you're paying $50. So you get to go in 3 days if you enter the T20 tournament. And I encourage you to enter this, because this is the 11th annual. One person has won it 9 times. I'm the only person who's won it once. So I'm the odd man out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, it's time to bring out our guest. And to introduce our guest, I have to show this intro video. And oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Carl, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, but if he's an arcade wizard, by all means, bring him in. By all means. All right. To introduce our guest, here's his intro. Intro to his YouTube channel.
Wow. Where am I at? Here we go. There we go. There we go.
Yo, can you hear me?
Jeez. Yes,
Audio
I can hear
good?
you now. Yes, audio
Audio
is
good?
good because you're on screen. You're on
Dude,
screen. So your audio comes through when you're on screen.
that's rad. I am super, super stoked. Thank you for everybody coming out. The intro was awesome. That is the intro to the Nonsense Power Hour. So if you have the means, as I always say in my video, if you have the means, go and subscribe. I post cool videos not only about arcades, but also about other things that I do. I go around all the historic sites, all the Lincoln sites, put my own spin kind of on history. So it's definitely a fun time. I'm looking to gain more subscribers so I can go make more idiotic content for you guys. That's the general plan.
And you did post a new video today. It wasn't the video that I'm waiting for you to
No,
post.
no, I have that one. That is on the camera phone. Remember this one? This was the one that you taped on. So yeah, no, I have the interview, but I figured once we do this podcast, then I'll post that interview so that way you can see what exactly I did. But yeah, I did Operation Ghost was the last arcade story that I posted.
And you seem to have an issue with your arm because it was wanting to go up repeatedly. It's like you're having trouble controlling your own arm
Well,
while you're
yes,
filming yourself.
it's a genetic kind of thing. My arm kind of thrusts uncontrollably. But yes, I don't know what to do with my hand is a problem.
You need a tripod. I mean that the tripod with the cell phone camera holder.
That's what I thought you meant on this live, on this stream. No. Yeah, when it kept floating up, yeah, I was making the camera be a balloon, so that's why I was like, hey, no, down here, let's focus, please.
Well,
That's what you were talking about.
they wanted the
Now the
sky
Wi-Fi is
shot.
connected.
They wanted the sky view of what you're
Exactly.
doing. Anyway,
So how many people are tuned in? I can't see how many people are tuned in, but you can because
right
you're the host.
there's a few that are tuned in now. People kind of just join. Either some people tune in live, some people just watch it later. I
Ah,
mean, it's last year I moved the start of the podcast to 9 p.m. because people are outside. It's daylight still. People want to be outside. They're not going to be in front of the computer. They're going to be doing stuff. Unless it's super hot outside and they need to be inside in air conditioning.
now I'm a Florida boy, so I'm used to the heat, but I work an over the road job on a truck, and our trucks have broken down as far as air conditioning goes. So, um, needless to say, I've gotten quite the exfoliation with the skin. So yeah, no, heat sucks right now. It needs to be fired immediately. Winter needs to come back around. I got too many friends in the haunt business that are waiting for winter to roll back around, and I'm one of them.
I kind of prefer it to be kind of like 50, 60 degree weather. Of course, I have a bit of a gut, and winter clothes seems to hide my gut a little better than summer clothes do.
Oh no, I completely feel you because my joke is usually, "Hey, you want to see me go from toned and fit to 9 months pregnant in 5 seconds?" I can thank McDonald's and Mountain Dew and every single fast food on the planet for making me fat.
There's, gosh, I might as well bring this up early, and
Yes,
I just out of the blue. So, have you heard of Blake Juniors?
Blake Juniors.
Yes.
Is that a restaurant? Because I don't think I'm quite familiar.
Um, there's a new restaurant opening in Monticello. It's called Blake Juniors, and
Ah,
the sign has a facsimile of John Goodman on it.
oh yeah, oh I know. I saw the meme. Yeah, the it has the face of John Goodman. Like I saw the meme kind of in passing. Excuse all the beeping in the background. I just restarted
I can't
our,
hear it.
our interview phone, so it's having a panic attack on me right now, but yeah, no, I saw that. I saw the meme in passing, and it was like, wow, I guess they're making some kind of a movie.
Yes, they're making a movie in Monticello, Illinois, or Paxton,
Ah,
and they converted a Hardee's to a Blake Junior's for the movie set. Now, kind of a semi parody because Hardee's also owns the Carl Junior's franchise.
they do, in fact.
So they went down one letter of the alphabet and calling it Blake Junior's.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to get out there. I mean, I'm near Monticello enough. My route actually runs in Champaign, which is not too far from there. So maybe sometime this weekend on my outings and out and abouts, I'll definitely have to swing by there just so I can take a picture. So when the movie comes out, it'll be, all nostalgic and already on the Nonsense Power Hour.
Now I have to wonder if they're going to do some sort of casting call for extras.
You should totally apply. So what do you guys think out there? Do you think that he should apply? I totally think so. I can't see
I've
anybody
done it
reacting,
once,
man.
by the way.
Do what?
I've been an extra in a movie once.
Really?
Yes. It was for Legally Blonde 2.
Oh, for real?
Yes, when they were shooting scenes from the Illinois State Capitol. I was in the film.
Oh, nice. I've only done it. I've only done Legally Blonde on stage with the Beardstown Grand Opera House. Shout out to them real quick. If they have really awesome shows. So quick round of shout outs to the Beardstown Grand Opera House and their crew. They have employed me for a while to do stage stuff. I've stepped away from the stage as as far as that goes. I've mainly done stuff on YouTube, but yeah, that's pretty awesome that you're an extra in that movie.
Although, dadgum, the day was absolutely bored. It's boring for me because like we didn't have smartphones to play on while waiting for us to be used for whatever they need us for.
How are you bored? You had Reese Witherspoon there, man. Unless, of
Yeah,
course,
well, I couldn't hang out with Reese Witherspoon.
Nah.
Not at all. They just kind of, and it was doggone.
That would have. That's a
It
jip.
was
I would have been like,
not
no, I
all
quit.
that fun. It was not fun. It was not all that great. I don't think.
Ah.
I
All
mean, I
right, no,
got
bring
my
out
few-
Reese. Bring her out here. She needs to come out here right now and hang out with us, or I quit. They'd be like, fine, later. We don't need you. We're not paying you anyway.
I don't know. The movie I want to be in is Ghost Lord: The Quest for Dark Presence, which is a video game documentary, and I've wanted to be in a video game documentary for quite some time.
Are they currently filming it right now?
It is. If there's anything left to be filmed, I mean, they filmed the last amount of footage. What was this past weekend? Oh, it's Memorial Day weekend, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
Kind of, yes. They shot some footage at. No, it's not Memorial Day weekend. It was 2 weeks ago. Sorry, I'm losing track of time. I had to pull up the calendar to look. They shot footage at Combo Breaker in Chicago, and they had the game. They had Dark Presence. They're showcasing that for Combo Breaker, and I don't know how much is left to do on the game to get it out the door and on the arcade floor as an official release, but I want to see this documentary. Now they've done the radio edits. Now they got to do the video edit. And how much of me being in the film documentary, I don't know.
Okay, did they interview you? Were you on camera at all?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Well, just talk to the producers. Maybe they'll give you before they put everything on the editing room floor. Just ask them if you can get get like a sneak peek.
Well, I donated to their GoFundMe, so that is definitely in the cards. I'm supposed to get a sneak peek first. I'm supposed to get a look at the rough edit
Oh, nice.
first. But you know what? Let's throw the trailer up here.
Yes, please do.
Throw the trailer up here. Oh, look at me. There's me. There's
Yes.
me.
The world champion, baby.
Showing off the Gamer of the Year title belt. That's Ed Melinton playing Ghost Squad. Oh, that was the game you were playing.
No, that the Operation Go. I was playing Operation
Similar. Another game of series.
Oh, yeah.
And there is that Chris, who loves shooting games.
Oh, I like his jacket, dude. That's awesome.
And hopefully this documentary comes out this year because I want to see it. I definitely want to see it.
So what's the premise? What do they do in the documentary? They just go around all the arcades and...
No, this is development of a fighting game.
Really?
That Galloping Ghost is making. Dark Presence is a fighting game, kind of like it's similar to Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay.
Digitized actors and everything. This has been kind of like, I don't know, a 30-year journey. And it's supposed to come out anytime now. Now, the game's been made. They're still ironing out bugs and stuff. But this is why they took it out to Combo Breaker. For people, because this is that was a fighting game tournament.
Oh, wow.
Fighting game convention. And Galloping Ghost took it out because, at some point in the future, there will be a fighting game tournament at Combo Breaker over that game. It won't be just Mortal Kombat. It won't be just Street Fighter or Tekken. Dark Presence will get its due.
So who's the guy that is really big on first person shooters? Because you pointed him out in the video. The guy that was playing Ghost Squad. Who is he?
That's Ed Palintic.
I'd love to go toe to toe with him as far as first person shooter goes.
Well,
you whipped my ass, by the way, as far as fighting games go. Just to go on record, and I'm not one to shy away from a win or a loss, but I got the crap kicked out of me by you. Bravo to you, man. And I got the video evidence to prove that.
So we haven't gotten to that yet. So there's an upcoming video, a best of 7 challenge, and it was kind of impromptu. That's the video I'm waiting on. That's the video I'm waiting on because I kind of thought you'd get it out before the pod started, but
that's what I thought too.
You're kind of bogged down, and
life kind of gotten away of that one, but
I know how you feel because I've been there. As somebody who's produced a wrestling show for how many years now?
Really?
Well,
you told me you were well versed in the wrestling world.
The local pro wrestling scene, yes, and I saw that shot of PWA in the opening of your Power Hour.
Yep, that was Tyler Bodine. Shout out to Tyler Bodine. If you guys are listening, actually, that's his shirt in the autographed, by the way, in the background right over there. So shout out to Tyler Bodine. In case you missed wrestling and Nonsense Power Hour, salute you, sir, if you're watching, which I know he's not, but I'll throw him.
I'll make a note. I will tell him on Sunday that you gave him a shout out on my podcast.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, and I taped this past weekend at excuse me, at Soy City Wrestling, Yoder's company. They did something in Cerro Gordo, so I went out there, and a lot of the people from Foundry's crew, which is Robbie McCann's company. So shout out to Foundry Wrestling, Robbie McCann, and all his crew. The Apocalypse wrestled. Yoder wrestled. Tyler Bodine wrestled. There's a big battle royale.
The Hooligans.
I'm sorry?
The Hooligans.
That's right. AEOU wrestled. So shout out to AEOU. to them because they're one of my favorite tag teams aside from the Brothers of Funstruction. So shout out to Yabo and Ruffo for the Brothers of Funstruction. They're running with
Were they there?
no, gee, I wish, dude, I would have
But I
fangirled
haven't
so
heard
hard
from
if
them
like,
in ages. But then again, they're out of Wisconsin.
oh no, they're in Chicago, man. The brothers, um, I don't know their real names, but
I
Yabo
haven't
and
seen them
Ruffo,
in a
they're out of
very long
they're out
time.
of Chicago.
Let me throw this up here 1 second.
Their dad is yeah,
There's
that's me.
you
Look at
with
that
an
awesome
AEOU.
AEOU, man. All
Guys,
eyes
clip
on
that from a video because I need a promo picture.
that picture was actually taken when I was doing the ninja training, which I got a really good response on that. So I'm going to do a secondary ninja training where I'm actually releasing a new character onto the show. But if you watched a couple of my intros where the person runs in either a wedding dress or some other kind of dress and messes up what I'm trying to do on screen, and then she actually hosted the show, which just a little backstage secret, that was me the whole time. Yes, I know I'm hot in a dress. Totally. No, I don't know.
Dress. Nothing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't think drag is as popular as it was popular this year as it was last year, so to speak. But anyway, introduce yourself. I didn't even say your name yet, and
No,
I have
you
heard
didn't.
No, and I usually do it, and it's kind of like
Bad host.
The discussion got going, and I didn't want to interrupt it.
Oh, well, sometimes, you got to run before you can walk. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Crimeycade podcast. My name is Z. I am the host for the Nonsense Powerhour. There is the YouTube thing down there on the screen. So if you have the opportunity, if you have the means, go and subscribe, show me some love, and show this guy some love too, man. I mean, we actually ran into each other over at Arcadia in McLean. I was fervently making fun of the people on Crazy Taxi.
Yes.
And the first thing I did was like, he's standing off to the side looking at me. And once I was done with the game, I looked over him and go, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. Just ignore me. And that's when
the people see me with the camera recording my runs on arcade games because I'm chasing scores. And are you a YouTuber? Are you a YouTuber? Well, yes, but I'm not streaming live. This is recording for me to get my scores on the scorecards and maybe take the house high.
That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, and you were playing, what was it, Miss Pac-Man? So you tried to rule the scorecard as far as that goes.
Yes, the Galloping Ghost. I've been trying to. God, I had the house high for Class A1 version. Class A1 version of Miss Pac-Man at Galloping Ghost Turbo. And Ben Falls, who is actually in the stream chat right now,
Really?
took that score from me, broke 400,000, and then supposedly stopped playing, walked away, and just took the score because he like topped it by 40K. Walked away. I returned to Galloping Ghost Arcade and tried to take it back. It took a while. Saturday, I would get close. I got within 350 points and messed up, and that was not a pleasant experience. To not beat the high score, break 400,000, but fall 350 points short. That's rough. So I was like, done. I didn't play again the rest of the day. That was not the only game I needed to take scores back on.
I can't see a chat. All I see is comments, and I see the private chat.
There
between
is
you
a
and-
chat, but you have to be on Twitch. Now
Oh.
there's a comments section. I don't know if you see the comments on your.
Yeah, I do. Now it's off to the right here. I see it.
Yeah,
I was
just said
reading. I
test.
was reading Nightbot's comments where it's like, if you're a pro gamer, hold on, I have to get my radio.
Jack
and
Cogs is in the chat. Yeah, he's commented.
If you would like to be a pro gamer and would like to appear on a future Crimeycade podcast, message the page at whatever that. There he goes, right there. Thank you. Facebook.com/Crimeycade. Back to you in the studio.
Anyway, where were we? Yeah, so come in the next day, Sunday. I had time to sleep, rest, kind of recover. I go back in, get on the machine. I mess up real early, trying to on my first play, and then just throw it, just wipe it down. Go again, and then I run up 517K.
Where was this at?
Galloping Ghost.
Oh, nice. Okay.
517,000, which was a personal best for me.
Over
I
half a
never
million
scored
points.
that high. However, Ben Falls later in the week, a few days later, would go back on the machine, play it until he got to the kill screen and ran up 778,000.
Oh.
He got to the kill screen. Now, the world record didn't cross 1 million, but well short of that.
How can you cross 1 million on those games, man? Wasn't it like zero out like an old tachometer?
Luck of the draw with the prizes. If you get more bananas than cherries, far more bananas or pears, then you have a chance to break 1 million.
Oh, nice.
But if you get low value fruit like the cherry, the strawberry, or the peach, you're probably not going to break. It's possible you may not even break 800,000. So he got on the low end of the kill screen range, but he still kill screened it. Did he get? How many kill screens did he get? However, because you're going to get anywhere from 1 to 8 kill screens. 1, 2, 4, or 8. And the maze does some funky things on the kill screen. Here displays normally. It could flip the maze upside down. It could be no maze with a few dots on the screen.
Nice.
But it's not. It does, or the game just reboots, and you don't even get a kill screen.
So are you going to are you going to the Galloping Ghost this weekend?
No, I went last weekend. So the next 3 weeks are gonna be busy for me. Obviously, as I announced earlier, I'm going to Illinois Game Con.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Bloomington. So that's this Saturday. Are you going to that?
I unfortunately will not, because I have training with my 9 to 5. I wish YouTube was my 9 to 5, but no, I have a real 9 to 5 that pays the bills really quite well, so I have to go do training
on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
That's unfortunate.
Well, no, actually, this training is actually rather fun. It involves firearms, so yeah. So
you get to shoot. You get to shoot guns.
I get to go shoot things. Yes, that is the training, and not going to say what my 9 to 5 is, but it does involve firearms. I told you what it was like when we were at the arcade. When I met you at the arcade,
I don't remember now. God.
I'll tell you in the
my mind is kind of fried because of, as I said earlier,
and the
Windows
private chat.
11 rollout was rough. has been rough. And yes, I'm taking a half day tomorrow. And doggone, it was none too soon because I had to call my former boss to get I don't know, some cheer up at this point. It was so bad. I'm just,
No, no, but aside from the training that I have with my job, me and the old lady are heading out to go to Indianapolis, where I'm going to go check out Tilt in the Circle Center Mall because they have Wagon Midnight Maximum Tune 3, which when I lived in Savannah, Georgia, that was my game. Beat that from the first stage to the last, over 800 points on the card. But I didn't beat the ghost screen. I tried really, really hard to beat the ghost car, but just never did it before they ripped that Tilt out of that mall in Savannah. But I'm hoping once I get to Indianapolis, and I'll do an arcade story on that particular game.
So give us an overview of your channel. Now, it's fairly new. There's
It
not a
is.
lot of videos on it currently, but it's still like you have a year's worth. It's just kind of spread out. But give us the overview.
The overview. Well, like I said, the Nonsense Power Hour, and actually originally when I came up with the concept, it was supposed to be Nonsense Missions Power Hour. So it was supposed to be goofy challenges that like I have to run through the mall and collect 3 random items or do something goofy while wearing a dress or something like that. So then it got shortened down to just Nonsense Power Hour. And actually the first video I did was down in Metropolis, Illinois at the Superman Museum.
Yeah.
Yep,
And
that was a lot of fun. Because the real reason why I went down to that area was I wanted to go to the Publix grocery store right over the state line right there. Because you got the bottom part of Illinois, then Kentucky, and then you got Tennessee down below that. So I jumped the Kentucky line and I jumped the Tennessee line just to go get a sandwich 5 hours away. So I want to see somebody beat my
God! Wow.
Yep. So while I was down there, I figured I'd kill two birds with one stone, get a sandwich, and tape over at the Superman Museum, which I'm actually doing a redo of. That's it right there, Thor's
Yeah,
Gym.
I've
So if
been to
you,
the Superman Museum one time. I gotta I gotta take that banner down for a second. I'm trying to find it. There we go. Ah, it's built. I've been to Superman Museum down Metropolis one time, and I've never been to the Superman Festival in prior years. And somebody I knew was getting married, and so I was a surprise appear. I made a surprise appearance at his wedding in front of the Superman statue.
yes, yeah. Well, once I stopped looking at Thor's Gym, right down the street there, right behind me, is is where the Superman statue is. When I do yeah, that's Wonder Woman. Hello there.
We're
Superman and
inside the
Batman.
museum now.
Yep.
I had to walk through this thing twice. I had to do 2 laps around the whole thing to see everything because, you know, I miss a few items, but
Oh, there's so much packed into that museum. Like
oh
that
yes,
ginormous,
including
obnoxious Superman right there. That's one of them, dude. There's so much like crap on their walls. It's great. Like, so if you're a nerd, like especially in the Superman realm, you're definitely gonna fangirl out because it's almost like overwhelming to the senses. Like,
yeah,
and it goes through and it shows like I've never heard of Mr. Kryptonite, so I was just kind of winging it the entire time. But all this stuff that I taped was sort of a one hitter quitter, man. I knew I wasn't going to be back for a while, dude. So I had to try and get everything really in one take.
yeah, and they have the Superman arcade game and the Superman pinball, and they have the Superman Atari 2600 game, as
Mm-hmm.
well as the other releases of Superman on the various game consoles, including the bloody awful N64 game.
Oh yeah. And then the death is Superman. One of my favorites. I've I tried to Boy, I need to really slow down on my editing now that I'm actually watching it live. Like I really got to slow down on the editing, and I can't hear the audio, so
No, I have it muted, but I can turn it on.
no, you don't have to turn it up. But
Can you hear it?
yeah.
Don't touch him because he pretty much got his ass handed to him by Superman, even though.
Yeah, like I said, dude, I kind of had to do like a one-hitter quitter explanation of this is what's going on, this is why it's going on, and now let's go to the next clip at lightning speed before you get latched in.
Well, this was, to be fair, this was your very first rodeo.
Oh, yeah.
Content creation. So, I mean, I'd have to assume after your very first video, you got better over time.
Oh yeah, well then again, you as a video creator, dude, with like over 1,000 subscribers, loyal fans, I might add, that now you guys
I hope they are.
Now you guys are my loyal fans. I want to see the numbers go up on the subscribers. I only have 645. So make those numbers grow. You there. I'm looking at you, not the host. You.
Here,
I'm not talking to you.
Yes.
But
I can't take it off screen because you're showing the Superman statue. Yeah, this thing. Wow. Yeah, that Superman statue is quite impressive in person.
And now it just goes right to Terminator. But yeah, as far as videos go and editing, where's that camera that I taped it with? Hold on one second.
Yeah, we're in front of the Terminator. I think this is about over with, so I'll just take this down for a second. Anyway.
Oh yeah,
that was
this is actually the camera that it was taped on, and I've upgraded to phone quality. Boy, I'm really shiny as far as this light goes, man. Let's see if I can't either blind myself.
The technology on these smartphones, you can shoot an entire movie in high quality with these Galaxy. This is a Galaxy 21. I don't know what your phone is currently.
This is a Motorola something or other. This was just I needed a phone that I could, well, truthfully, I could abuse the crap out of, and if I were to drop it off of a drone from 1,000 feet, which by the way, that's probably going to happen sometime in the future.
Get an OtterBox.
No, that's no fun. Because if I'm going to destroy something,
I don't want the screen broken. There's an OtterBox on
way too late. I'm already way ahead of you.
I know. That's why I got an OtterBox, because I damaged the previous phone I did. The corner got kind of chipped.
Nice.
So I didn't want, and I only had the phone for a short amount of time. But dadgum, I was like, how? Gorilla Glass and it broke this easily?
Do what?
Gorilla Glass and it broke this easily. I paid how many hundreds of dollars for this thing? I don't want to pay to replace the screen that quick. So the OtterBox has done a great job in protecting this phone, even though the corner of this broke because of one of the drops. But it is held up, and I'm happy that it's held up, and it's held up for years.
OtterBox, hopefully a sponsor, which that would be rad if you were sponsored by OtterBox.
I have no sponsors, none whatsoever. Why would they sponsor this thing? And by
because
the way,
this is the raddest podcast on the planet. The last time that a podcast,
I wish you were. I've only been at this podcast for a year.
Don't discount yourself. Come on now.
The Crimeycade podcast is only a year old. What came before it was Central Illinois Pro Wrestling This Week, and I ran with that for 300 some odd episodes.
Oh, wow.
Before I had to shelf it or put it on permanent hiatus due to drama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
no, there certainly is a lot of that in the wrestling world.
Yeah, locally they're trying to heal this up, but
there are certain organizations that are kind of feuding with one another. They'll play nice with one another when they need to, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of drama in the wrestling world. But luckily all the wrestlers I know like are pretty awesome with one another.
Several of them are. There are a few that are not so awesome, and unfortunately, there are some promoters that will kowtow to them no matter what because they kind of cast their lot with them. So they're stuck. They're prisoner of their own. They're prisoner of their own making.
Oh yeah, and you said you were headed out on Sunday, right? I'm assuming you're going to Virginia for PWA's like outdoor barbecue.
Yes.
Yeah, so you definitely have to tell Tyler Bodine I said what's up because he's as far as wrestling goes, man, he's my ride or die. So
Are
you know,
you going?
I no, I'm gonna be on my anniversary, remember?
Ah. Okay.
But on Saturday, um, Tyler is actually going to be rocking out with Frodo the Ghost over at New Breed Wrestling. So he'll be
Frodo the Ghost. Where has he been?
that guy is awesome as hell, man.
They disappeared. That's the thing. The last couple of years, I haven't
He's-
heard his name come up lately.
He does a lot of shows down in St. Louis. Like
Well, he did, but I didn't see his name pop up. That's my point.
yeah, I'm friends with Frodo on Facebook, so he sends me occasionally some of his the wrestling cards so I can see. But down in for not JCW, GCW in Sauget, the Brothers of Funstruction are actually in a cage match. So
Game
that's going to be
changer.
on Sunday, and like I said, I'm going to be in Indianapolis celebrating with the old lady. So yeah, no, unfortunately, I'll miss the brothers. I'll miss Tyler, and don't worry, I'll get around a wrestling ring again, just not this weekend.
You'll have to go to Ashland on the 21st then, because there's another festival show in the afternoon.
Oh yeah, and also in Pekin, Foundry and Robbie McCann's crew are actually do Saturday night wrestling. So if you guys have the means, go check out Robbie and his crew because they definitely put on a hell of a show.
Might as well ask the question. I've kind of felt like the Federation Sprawl is the worst it's ever been. You know what I mean by Federation Sprawl. You have Urban Sprawl. So what is the wrestling equivalent to that? Federation Sprawl.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone and their mom has a wrestling fed right now in a small area.
Oh yeah, no. It gets worse than that. One of the excuse me, one of the officials that I roll with, official Brandon Thomas. So shout out to you.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, Brandon Thomas. That dude's rad, man. He's my other ride or die as far as wrestling shows go. But yeah, him and a couple other people have started a backyard trampoline wrestling. Now that's how I started back in the day was trampoline wrestling, and I mean that's pretty cool. But a lot of the wrestlers that I've talked to have kind of like really like turned their nose up at the idea of trampoline wrestling just because it's like that's they all say the same thing. They're like, wow, that's really dangerous. Like you slam somebody down at one angle. Just because you go down in that angle, that doesn't mean you're gonna go up at the same angle. Like physics, the humbler of many a people.
Yeah, and I've been hurt dealing with a ring a few times.
You've taken bumps?
I don't bump in the ring, but I've taken I've had a few incidents.
Oh, gotcha.
I climb down from a ring and get my foot caught in the apron, and then I tumbled to the ground and twisted my knee one time.
Ooh.
Another time I did something stupid and tried to jump out of the ring into the crash pad and struck my shin on the corner of the ring and had to go to urgent care the next day.
Yeah, that'll make you pee down your leg.
Well, it's not making me. Oh, didn't make me pee down my leg, but it certainly touching the hair on my leg hurt like hell.
Oh yeah.
Just the hair.
No, I got the opportunity to work with Tyler and in the ring for a training, and him and I bring this up all the time to him. He's probably really, really tired of me bringing this up, but he had me in the corner and he did the chest smacking, which when I post his match
Chop.
on in case you chop. When I post his match on In Case You Missed Wrestling, you'll see which that's my other channel. ICYMW on YouTube is my channel.
Where
Again,
is it? I see.
ICYMW, that stands for In Case You Missed Wrestling.
I didn't see that earlier.
You didn't?
No, I didn't have that. Doggone, I didn't have that.
I'm just full of surprises. There
I
it
knew
is.
you had wrestling content, but I didn't know where it was. And it's like, where is this wrestling content? And it's not referenced in the other channel either.
Yeah, no, because I kind of keep what is that noise?
That's your phone. It ain't mine. That's your phone.
Okay.
That's why I think it is.
Yeah, I got just Facebook notifications.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, this is a good buddy of mine that runs a shooting channel. So shout out to him. The name of the channel is I Love Shooting Shit. So shout out to him. But
Yeah,
but yep, Brothers of Funstruction versus Joey Avalon and Sierra. Country Boy Zach versus Clean Cut Cole Stevens.
gosh, where was this at? I'm curious.
That was in Chicago.
Okay. Yeah. This is, I think, in Mount Sterling. This
That
one.
no, that wasn't in Mount Sterling. That was somewhere else. But
Oh, Washington, Illinois.
yeah. Were you at that show when Country
No.
Boy Zach
Let's put
faced?
it this way. The last couple of years, the only two feds I've cared about is Pro Wrestling Epic and Pitbull Wrestling Association. We don't think this guy is. This guy's trained, but the other guy, no.
Who are you talking about?
Zach.
Oh, Country Boy Zach.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, Country Boy Zach is my boy. Like I love that dude so much, man. He was actually the first one to reach out to me to put a video out for him. So yeah,
Who trained him? Because he's been kind of a bad joke in the Central Illinois area, and he got in trouble for I guess harassing a girl.
I don't know. I wasn't privy to any
It's
allegations.
been some time ago though, but I didn't think you would know about it.
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm not privy to any kind of allegations, so I'm
No,
not.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Gonna touch.
Don't worry.
anything.
I'm not gonna bring up his name again.
But yeah, that's the second channel. I mean, if you want to run the intro on that, so everybody can see what the intro.
I
looks
would.
like.
I don't know if I. Is there
Just click on one of the videos, like, or if you play the one with the Brothers of Funstruction with
Oh, okay. Maybe that's
Joey Avalon and like you'll see the intro because it starts off with Ruffo jumping up and down on the ring ropes.
Here we go.
No, that's a different one. That's Mickey Knuckles versus Tarzan Duran.
Well, that was the first video I found, but this will work in a pinch, I think. Well, this isn't bad. This guy gives the full overview of everything. Oh gosh, I missed that
was
one.
a rad show right there. That was in Springfield.
Yes. That was it. So there we go. That was one. Which one was the one you were talking about?
Brothers of Funstruction versus Joey Avalon, where
Okay.
it shows in the intro, it shows Ruffo. That one. I just thought it was. I think this was actually the one that Yabo in the back there. I think he actually shared that on his Facebook page. So that was a pretty awesome moment to be shared by one of the brothers.
Joey Avalon Yeah, Sierra are a couple. Joey, however, swings a shovel around. I'm scared to death that he loses control of that thing and it goes flying in the crowd. I've Well, here's the same intro from
Yeah.
earlier.
Yep.
All right, I think it's the
Well,
same
you can
one.
shut that down.
Yes.
But yeah, I was standing in like after that show, I was standing in the back. Um, Joey Avalon and Sierra were standing right there. He looks at me and goes, "Am I allowed to cuss on this podcast?" By the way.
You already have. Now,
Oh,
this is kind of PG-13. Yes, I'm not restricting cursing on the podcast. However, I'm not intellectually lazy. I know how to get my point across without doing a bunch of four-letter words.
oh no, I got you. I was in. No, but he looked at me and goes, "I effing hate your shirt, man," because I was wearing a the brothers like old school shirt.
Yeah.
Not the new one they just released. He goes, "I really effing hate your shirt, man." Like, cool. All right. Awesome.
Uh-oh, we got a visitor. Good morning, lads from the UK. I'm not
Ah,
sure who this is.
from over
I'm not.
across the puddle.
Do you know this person?
I do not.
Okay.
But shout
I've
out to
had.
you from over across the puddle, our friend from the UK. Thanks for tuning in. Go
It's
subscribe
early
to both of
morning
us.
for them now, but this is this is a first time chatter too. So if I just saying I've had somebody from your United Kingdom on this podcast because she flew to America to participate in the T20 tournament and is going to be coming back this year.
Ah, okay.
So back in August. So I got this. I've written a few things on it. And I haven't done anything, and we've just been just kind of shooting a breeze here.
We have.
So okay. So you have two different channels. You have a wrestling channel and a gaming channel. Let's ask you this: what was your hook in the into gaming? Let's say. So, for example, what got me into video games was Space Invaders.
Ah.
So, what got you into video gaming?
What games got me into video gaming would probably what actually got me seriously, and that's a good question. Probably the old Super Nintendo game Super Off-Road. It's either that or Uniracers. That's the old school racing games, which is actually what got me into gaming, as well as and shout out to the old school Sega Genesis game Road Rash, because I always tried to get the Diablo motorcycle, but I could never get it. But that
Use
was
the Game Genie code.
no, I like to actually try and piss myself off numerous times before I actually go to the length of Game Genie. But no, what was actually my lure into the gaming world was my absolute best friend in the entire world. His he has a YouTube channel also, but he doesn't really post all that much. It's the Phantom Gamer, my very very best friend Alex, who he is like Jedi level nerd when it comes to video games. That dude has like over 4,000 games. And so every single time he would come over the house, he would bring like duffel bags full of games. And so, yeah, he was in it for the long haul, man. It would be a freaking marathon.
4,000 off of the same system? No, it can't be.
No, multiple systems, man.
Okay.
He owns every system like known to man. If it was a game console, like he owns it. Like it's ridiculous.
Maybe you should give this man a referral to me. I might have him on the pod.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I had somebody on so many weeks ago who I think is the female equivalent to me because I called myself the Mad Conservative Crime Fighter. Well, she was law enforcement too, but a game collector. And she has an insane collection. And she's doing a game con. She's a fellow content creator and doing gosh, Game and Geek Expo out in Carolinas this weekend. Brandy Amer, the gamer. Brandy
But yeah,
Gamer Amer.
but yeah, I'll definitely pass him along to you. I'll put him over, so that way he can get a chance to come on here and talk. But yeah, that was my hook into the gaming world, was trying to keep up with him. And just like you, like I actually would get my rear end handed to me every single time we would play.
Which is so that is why you kind of so you have your rear handed to you by this guy. Is that why you're constantly yelling at the game when you're playing it for your videos?
Oh no, that's just fun.
Oh, trash
it's
talk
very
the game.
cathartic.
Trash talking the game characters on the screen.
Oh yeah, no, I have a very stressful job during the week, so the fact that I can yell at 8-bit characters are, it's kind of a release. So
Yeah,
that, and I'm angry and I'm Irish, so all that lovingly
angry
goes
and
hand in
Irish.
hand. Angry and Irish. I can thank my old man for that one. So
what was your hook into pro wrestling?
oh, well, my hook into pro wrestling was, I used to watch. This is back during the Attitude Era, when actually, in my opinion, was really one of the best eras. Right after the Hulk Hogan regime, I got into Mick Foley when he would play Dude Love, Cactus Jack, and Mankind. So I got really heavy into that. Loved Mick Foley. I actually got a chance to meet Mick Foley when he was doing his 20 Years of Hell tour. So that was like a definite fangirl moment. But my hook into the independent wrestling was none other than Darnell Reed, the Apocalypse, because I saw him wrestle at the Beardstown Beatdown one year, and I took a picture with him, and I asked him, when's the next time he was wrestling, and he told me he was wrestling in Havana sometime in December a couple years ago. So I went over there, and I had where's that camera that I actually taped him on? I put that somewhere, but anyway, I taped on an old school mini DV camera.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Darnell Reed was actually one of the reasons how I got into the independent wrestling world, and then just from there it exploded, because I got my first in with Foundry Wrestling, and talked to the owner of that company and said, yeah, I want to tape all your shows if that's okay, because I run a YouTube channel. And him and Tyler Bodine kind of walked up to me, him and the owner, and wanted to know what I was all about and why I was wanting to tape. So I had to explain myself to them. And so yeah, long story short, man, it was the Apocalypse that got me into it. So shout out to him.
Now there seems to be a lot of crossover between gaming and wrestling lately.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have Up Up Down Down, which is run by the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
Kofi Kingston and Austin Creed as their YouTube channel. Austin Creed has shown up at Galloping Ghost a few times and had the hardcore title at Galloping Ghost. I've wanted to face Austin Creed for the hardcore title, because when he was up there, he wasn't up against the elite gamers. He was up against only the casual gamers that were there at the time. So he needs to face a former Gamer of the Year to prove his mettle as a gamer. That would be me. I wouldn't be the one. But the problem is, he's only, like, when is he ever going? And he's traveling country, wrestling on shows, and you can only go over there when WWE kind of goes over to the Chicago area or New Year's week.
So did you actually face him? And
no,
if you did, who went over?
That is still a quest.
Okay.
That is still a quest, but I don't know if he's going to Galloping Ghost anytime soon. or if he ever goes back.
That's
Don't
like
know.
that's like 3.5 hours away and into Galloping Ghost.
Well, for me, yes.
Yeah,
Traveling from Springfield, you're in McLean.
I'm not in McLean. I'm in Jacksonville, so I'm even farther
You're
from
in
you.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
One of your past videos said you're from McLean or
No,
lived in McLean.
no. I never said I was in McLean. I never said I
I
lived in
could have
McLean.
sworn I heard that.
No,
Ah,
no. I live in Jacksonville.
yeah, that's also my former hometown.
Ah,
I grew up in Jacksonville.
hmm.
So that was my growing up years. I'd rather live in Jacksonville again, but I don't want to drive an hour to and from work every day.
Oh no, I feel you, dude. It's a 42-minute drive from where I live to the front door of my job. But do you still know people here in Jacksonville?
Jeez. Anybody that's still there from high school, maybe? I mean, it should be the 30th. That reminds me. 35th class reunion has to be coming up sometime soon. I have not heard any chatter about it.
Ah,
I
no.
need to maybe I do need to put feelers out and ask my class of 90 group, is there going to be a class reunion this year? Because there certainly wasn't for 30 because of COVID.
Ah,
That damn cluster of a crap.
no, I got you.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, no,
Been 35 years.
a good buddy of mine, who's also my other ride or die as far as wrestling goes, is Bob Worley. I don't know if you know him.
No,
No, he's
I
a cool
don't
guy.
remember.
He comes to me. He comes with me to all the wrestling shows. Him and I went out to Iowa um for Social X wrestling because one of my favorite stand-up comedians, Matt Miller, is like does a lot of ring work with them, and I have a video of ECW's Rhino spearing the crap out of him, man. It was great.
Yeah, he's supposed to come around these parts fairly soon.
Hmm.
I forgot to say, I still have a dentist. I still have my dentist out in Jacksonville. I still have the same dentist I had since childhood.
Ah,
And I have to go back in 2 weeks to get a filling.
uh-oh. Start that drill.
2 weeks. Yeah, and I'm not thrilled about it.
Gird your loins, boy. He's gonna break out that drill on you.
It's actually the kids are going to be doing it because the father is like near retirement. So his
Ah.
kids are working.
Ah.
And we babysitted his kids for him when they were very young in grade school. Anyway, yes. So yeah, that'll be a fun time in a couple weeks for me. Anyway, yeah, and there's no arcades in Jacksonville either. Oh, my neighbor.
There's not. The closest thing to an arcade in Jacksonville would actually be Quincy's Fun Spot, or excuse me, the
Well, you
the
have to
Fun
go to
Spot in Quincy. I
Quincy.
forget the rest of the name, but
It is fun. It is a fun spot in Quincy.
yeah,
Yes, I've been there.
it is.
I have
It is
gone
pretty
out
cool.
once. It had the very last Aladdin's Castle before it got rebranded to something else
Oh yeah,
on the pier or something.
but
Yes,
yeah,
I've been to Quincy.
that's the closest arcade to me right now is the one in Quincy, and then there's a skating rink in Beardstown, which is open like once a month, but it's Beardstown. It's that town is perpetually stuck in the 80s and will forever be stuck in the 80s.
Well, technically, the arcades
Yeah,
in
there is a
Springfield
press
is
start in
closer.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, they moved to the the east side of the square.
Yeah, I've never actually been to his new location. I usually go to Destination Toys. So shout out to my friend Billy from Destination Toys. He's a super cool guy.
I've known I've known Best Press Start for years. I actually did I made a commercial for them, but
Oh, for real?
yeah, a long time ago. Kind of when they were a sponsor of PWA.
Ah, Yeah, I usually
Yeah.
go. I usually go in Billy's store and run amok. He's like, just don't get me on camera. You can do whatever you want, just don't put me on camera. Which usually I'll bring my daughter and let her destroy the place and just go. Well, she's cute. You can't get mad at her. So
So what are some of the other arcades you've been to?
in the area,
Anywhere. Anywhere.
anywhere. Oh, um, my
Besides McLean.
yeah. Besides McLean, well, I've been to arcades all over the United States. Um, the starting off the very first one back in my childhood would probably have to be the Funplex out of Memphis because I was born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. So
Okay.
the Funplex in Memphis, um, kabooms and my daughter's jumping up and down on the floor right now. I'm in my studio.
I can
downstairs.
hear that.
Yeah, dude, she sneaks like an elephant. Love that girl to death, man, but she has there's no sneaking around for her. But anyway, yeah, so there was a kabooms in Davie, Florida. That's I used to go there with my girlfriend at the time. We used to go there all the time and play games. Um, Boomers in Dania Beach, which they had the wooden roller coaster, the Dania Beach Hurricane.
Okay.
Time Out on Dania Beach in Florida. Trying to think where else.
Have you been to Galloping Ghost?
I have not, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to break that cherry here soon.
Yeah.
But
Any
and
arcades in St. Louis?
yeah, well, obviously the big chain ones, which is
Main Event, Dave and Buster's?
Dave and Buster's. That's it.
Okay.
And then Main Event in Memphis. I've been to the Main Event in Memphis. Um,
I haven't been to Dave and Buster's in years. I need to get into one and see what new stuff they've got lately.
and then obviously like my home right now is Arcadia. That is, you know, obviously, you like that arcade too. So that's kind of, that's kind of
It's
our
on the
turf.
way.
That's kind of our turf.
Yes.
And like I was actually, really thrilled to find somebody who is quite as enthusiastic about games as I am. So now, yeah, this is both of our arcades because I can't claim it as mine, and since you go
I've
there
been
a
to
lot,
it for, I've been to it. I've gone there for several years in a row. I mean, it's a stop on the way to Galloping Ghost, or if it's just a standalone destination. Uh, it used to be just one building, then expanded into a separate building. Then they had the Airbnb open,
hmm
and now they're expanding once again into another building.
to the unlimited.
Yeah.
The Yeah, but then old McLean State Bank that is now the Pinball Palace or whatever it is called.
Yes. Some of the pins are there, not all of them, but a good chunk of them are. And how good are you at pinball?
The Godzilla one, I rule at. I used to play that all the time over at Boomers in Dania Beach. That was my game. That and Midnight Maximum Tune and Initial D3
Okay.
as far as cabinets goes. Oh, I see your kitty cat in the background.
Yeah, that guy's a terror.
Well, he's an orange cat, so
Yeah, a ginger. Yes, a ginger, and he bites, and he also wants to be he wants to be the star of the show too.
well, if you have any girls in the background, they're all like, "Oh, look at this sweet kitty cat." Cats are definitely chick magnets, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Um,
You want to get like a million girls' phone numbers? Go grab him and put his face up to the camera right now. All
oh,
the girls in the chat will be melting over the cat.
he'll crash the stream at some point. He will hop in my lap and demand to be put in front of the camera. He hasn't done it yet because he's infatuated with whatever he's smelling outside. Although, if he sees an intruder, he will get angry and then he'll start lashing out. And he's bit me on the arm a few times last week.
As is his job.
Blindsided.
So he's between,
Blindsided.
so he's between you and the criminal element of whatever town you happen to be in. Consider yourself
knows?
lucky.
Who knows? He's ornery, but he's now 10 years old, but he hasn't mellowed out one bit.
Oh, he won't. He'll sit there and be a holy terror until he's toothless and cataract ridden. And
I don't know about that, but anyway.
oh no, my sister-in-law's cat lived until she was 22 years old. No, absolutely no teeth, maybe except for one. So the cat couldn't eat regular food because the tooth would just stab him in the, stab the cat in its gums from the single tooth.
I'm going to point this out. My stepbrother had 2 cats. They lived to 23 and 21.
Oh man. And see, and that I was thinking about that today. And ironically, this got brought up. I'm really surprised, but think about it. Out in the wild, have you ever seen a geriatric wild animal? Like think about it. Like, do you ever see like a what?
Maybe a tortoise.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. But have you ever seen an old lion or an old timber wolf or an old tiger or an old bear? Like, that's actually something I'd like to see. I want to see Yogi the Golden Years. Where Ranger Smith has to blow a whistle to get his attention. His ear hair is long and matted with earwax. But no, you don't see geriatric wild animals, because if you're part of a group in the wild and you outlive your usefulness, if the group doesn't kill you, Mother Nature will certainly oust your ass out.
Unless you're in captivity.
That's true.
That's
like if you're in a zoo, that's the only thing. If you're in a zoo like that, but then you're essentially a house animal. Like if you're at a zoo, that's the only place where you can find old Simba is at a zoo.
Yeah. So you go to the Arcadia. What are your preferred games? What is your go-to when you go to
GTA 3 on the PS2?
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not into Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, love me some Grand Theft Auto. I'm actually about to do an arcade story on Grand Theft Auto where I'm just going to call the episode Squash and Splat, because all people do is just mow people over in the game, which I can't wait until GTA 6 comes out, man.
I saw already out.
Really? Am I that far behind?
Well, maybe I'm thinking San Andreas was number 6.
No, man. San Andreas is like number 4.
4.5.
Oh no, no, it's not number 5. San Andreas is like
4.5.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
4.5.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, GTA 3 is usually my go-to. But I have an entirety of all my games here. It's either that or Gran Turismo 3.
Okay. Any gaming feats you're proud of? Anything in particular? Or do you do competitive gaming whatsoever, or just casual?
No, I just do casual. I haven't broken into the competitive market. What happened?
No, we got some reaction here. King Can Blackman, that is
Gran Turismo 3.
Travis.
Yeah, boy. Oh,
that's second sequel to 3. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Man
that
of
was
culture
the help
right here. Thank you, brother. Like and subscribe.
I'm not into Grand Theft. I have one of those stand-up cardboard stand-ups of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas that I won in a contest. But I don't play the game, and it's in my basement. I think I'm gonna sell it at I'm gonna try to sell it at the Missouri Game Con, but I gotta figure out how much it's worth.
Hold on 1 second.
All right, he's going after something back there. Let's put him at full screen here. What we got? Let's look at your setup here.
Oh yeah. No, all this is piecemealed from stuff from Goodwill. The speakers I found at Goodwill, television I found at Goodwill, those speakers. That axe was actually signed by Violent J from the Insane Clown Posse.
Ah!
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. You have Yabo and Ruffo, the brothers of Funstruction. Surprise, surprise. And then you have the Vader from that was on the Rogue One series. So I got his autograph. I actually no, the Superman museum was not my first YouTube video, believe it or not. My first YouTube video was the Big River Comic Convention, and it's on another YouTube channel. I'll have to send you the link.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, love me some Grand Theft Auto. So this is San Andreas.
Yep.
Midway Arcade Treasures 2. I just picked these up from Killins. So shout out to Killins in the Springfield Mall. Burnout, obviously one of my favorites, and Blowout. So I had to get some pretty cool first-person shooter games to keep with the arcade stories. So a lot of the arcade stories now are going to be console based, because the crown jewel of the collection is the PS2 right there, and I've wired it through those big speakers that I wired myself, so I got that kind of experience.
I don't know when I'm gonna go back to consoles. I'm gonna throw myself back on the screen here. Shoot. I don't know when I'm gonna go back to console gaming. For a simple reason. I'm still on an arcade kick.
Oh yeah, so am I. Because the next one, well, I know I say I have like a lot of next one, because I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more Crazy Taxis, because I get a good response off of Crazy Taxi, just because those characters are so stupid in that game.
I have an arcade restore project to do as well, and I thought about showing something off on that, but it's not ready. If I got the game going, I would have done a segment on it this week, but it's not running. And obviously this week I've been too damn busy trying to get stuff for this weekend ready, and obviously your podcast.
Oh yeah. So are you planning on doing video? Because I want to see video on the convention this weekend.
I haven't thought about it. I know other people do. We'll see. I mean, maybe I'll do a walk around video at most.
So what do you guys think? Respond in the comments. Do you want him to do a walk around video? Because we all got
Friday is going to be easier for me to do it, because Friday will be easier because it's just play day. None of the vendors will be open.
Ah, okay.
But when the vendor hall opens Saturday morning, yeah, all bets are off. And it's got a wrestling show there too.
Is it 01?
No, it is Iron Spirit.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I know a couple of guys from Iron Spirit.
So Iron Spirit uses a completely different set of wrestlers than everybody else in Central Illinois. They also, so the show they're going to do is the talent is going to cosplay as Smash Brother characters, which they did that last year, and they're going to do it this year. Last year they did the exact same show twice. Move for move or something, or match for match. The ending was the same. Princess Peach was, I guess, chained up, and then she broke free and then choke slammed her opponents and I guess won the match or something. She was just doing double duty as an announcer and then as a combatant.
All right, so I've got a question for you. I'm a just like one of your guests that you have. I've sort of dabbled in a little bit of old school cartridge collecting, and
Okay.
I'm gonna hold up some cartridges, and I want you to say yay or nay whether or not you've played it, and I want you to tell me your best score on the game. You ready?
I don't know about best score, but we'll try.
Starting with the first one.
1 CC, yes. Max out, yes.
Yeah?
On
Ah,
Mario. Duck Hunt, didn't really. I didn't really. The arcade version blows the home version away.
oh, yeah,
I'd
totally.
rather play the arcade version than the home version.
Oh, yeah. Next one.
Do not own the game, even though it's a part of the Nintendo World Championship. I don't own
Yeah.
that. I
You
don't
remember
own
that
Red.
from the movie? This is
Oh,
a kickback to the old movie. Where they
incorrect.
no? Am I wrong?
Red Racer was not used in the Wizard movie. It was Super Mario 3.
What about the Power Glove? Because it is so bad.
Well,
That's
I
a
don't know.
line. That's a
I
line from
don't
the
think-
movie.
I don't think they played Red Racer in the movie, but let's continue. Skater Die,
baby.
for the Commodore 64.
This is a precursor to all the Power Glove.
But the Commodore 64 version, not the Nintendo version.
Paperboy.
Paperboy, I'm familiar with. Played the Commodore 64 version. Do not own a copy for the NES.
No?
Commodore 64, I said.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Hogan's Alley. I do have the card. It was cheap.
Ah.
I'd rather play the arcade version. Because they kind of divided it up into 3 separate games. That's endless, and it's not as good with broken up into 3 separate games.
Well, that's actually a throwback to Wild Gunman and
Yeah.
another game that Gunsmoke.
Yeah. Well, Gunsmoke is a shoot 'em up.
Oh yeah, no, I love Flo. The horse. I don't know if the horse's name was actually Flo, but that's what we used to call it when I was a kid. The horse.
Gunsmoke for the NES. Yes, I own that card.
Ah.
Top Gun Second Mission. Didn't care for it. So I
No.
didn't buy it. Didn't care for it. Either one.
No, this one's.
I mean, I
This
borrowed
one's
it.
the OG, baby.
I did borrow it to play it, but yeah, I was not. Didn't really enjoy it too much.
Ah. Well, let's see.
It's no afterburner. Let's put it that way.
I will give you the nerd nod if you've played this one.
I have so that is a classic arcade game. It's on my Arcade 1-Up. It's also on the TV plug and play unit.
Yes, it is.
That game is a secret. You can play the NES version of Xevious on Star Fox Assault.
Really?
Unlock that game in Star Fox Assault on the GameCube. But I don't own the Xevious cartridge.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because this is my NES console here because I unfortunately attempted surgery on my original Nintendo because the pin connector in the back wasn't functioning properly. Yeah, it would make all my games look like they had SARS. So I attempted.
And I have a Retcon 3 back there. Also, I see. Gosh, let me make myself full screen here. Solo layout. There's my NES. On top is a Retcon 3.
Oh, nice.
Which takes the Super NES and the Genesis carts on the same console.
Oh, nice.
Though playing a NES game on that Retcon 3, the games don't sound the same. However, the Retcon 3 seems to handle the Famicom games with the cartridge converter better than the NES itself. I have a Gradius 2 cart from Japan that I bought at a gaming convention. I had to get the converter, the My Arcade Famicom to NES converter cart, so I could play Gradius 2 on an American console because they did not release Gradius 2 in the United States because of some custom chips, and they didn't want to bring those chips to America for some reason,
Ah,
some dumb reason. Terminator 2, well, yeah, don't own it. But
that's
it's
at
not.
our arcade, man.
Yes,
The stand-up one. I actually did an arcade story on that.
stand-up arcade, and that is different from. God, see, I don't know how the NES is different, but yeah, or how degraded it is, but yeah, cartridge collection over there. Yeah, I have the GameCube, the NES, Sega Genesis. I never owned the Super Nintendo, so the Retcon 3 is how I play the Super Nintendo carts. But the Genesis, I kind of swore from the NES to the Sega Genesis because before the 91 Nintendo Campus Challenge rolled into Carbondale,
Mhm.
Sega went in the year before with their Genesis tournament. Did not win. I got second, but I got a Genesis console, and I got my games for the Genesis. Skip the 64, skip the Saturn. I went, got somebody gave me a GameCube for Christmas, so there was a leap between that.
A GameCube.
GameCube,
Yeah, I love what is it? WarioWare for
yeah,
GameCube.
I do have that.
I'd like to see a sort of a competition with all the Make My Clay was what was the best mini game as far as WarioWare.
So there is a Wario tournament at Illinois GameCon. So I don't know for which game in the series, but we'll see. Brandon Travis approves.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. And this actually, I've been working on this for a minute. This is going to be the next arcade story because I need a really rad um, arcade story. So
I have 3 PS2 consoles. They all don't work. They were bought at garage sales, and each had a problem.
really, mine has withstood the test of time, and it's in a basement of all places.
Yeah. Well, your basement looks like it's kind of mostly halfway finished, as
I'm
opposed to
not the
most.
one that did it. I kind of like the apocalyptic look to all of it with all the wires and whatnot. It's
Well, yeah.
more of a layer than anything else.
Man cave.
Now I hate that term. I don't really like the term man cave, so I prefer layer. It's
Okay.
makes it seem a little more secluded.
All right. Any conventions upcoming for you?
Any conventions?
Making appearances, going out any place that you want to attend that you haven't? I mean, I mentioned Illinois GameCon, and you're not available for that, but
Well, I know the Toy Con is this weekend in Springfield, but the
yeah, Sunday in conflict with the wrestling show in Virginia. Yeah, and Honky
unfortunately,
Tonk Man showing up.
yeah, he is.
Although I previously met him, so I'm not at a big loss there because I already met him multiple times.
Well, it just depended on when the old lady wants to leave to go to Indianapolis, but the Big River Comic Convention. Hopefully, I'll make my appearance out there. I won't have a table, but I'll go out there and I'll peruse. That one's in Hannibal, so
Okay.
usually the Big River Comic Convention, and I want to try to get out to Chicago to Wizard World.
I've done Wizard World one time. It was down in St. Louis. The gamer portion, I was kind of underwhelmed.
Were you really?
Yes, it was just a few fighting games, not really much in the way of vendors for gaming. It's mostly anime, comics, and crap, and not much trying to find video games or just retro stuff. There wasn't any retro stuff. They
No,
just
not really.
kind of
But
focused on a couple of fighting games, and that was it. I wasn't. It's like I felt. Well, this is a far departure from Midwest Gaming Classic. And
it's
that's
either
on
that, or I want to also check out Mid South Con down in Memphis at the Agri Center, right there in Memphis.
well, maybe you can make the Missouri Game Con in July.
Really?
Maybe you can.
What date is it in July?
26th.
You want to rock out with me?
I have a vendor table.
Do you
So
really?
yes, this is, so let me throw this back up here. Oh, I gotta take this other thing down. Nope,
Well,
I gotta
I
take
saw
that
the
one down.
well,
Drop this.
I
I
saw
gotta
all the
re-add.
cards that you did.
I gotta throw the PowerPoint presentation back on the screen. There we go. So I've gone to Missouri Game Con several years in a row. Well, I think there was a break. I think I had to skip one year, but I have my own vendor table. I will bring my barcades, and that's the reason why they give me a vendor table, is because they haven't been able to have arcade games in the building most years. So I was the only one bringing the arcade experience into the convention because my barcades are on a table and they're on free play for anybody that wants to come up and play them.
Ah, say that's in Manchester, Missouri. Hey
Manchester,
Siri,
Missouri, on the 26th of July.
how far is Manchester, Missouri from Jacksonville, Illinois?
Well, it's on the kind of in the middle.
Jacksonville, Illinois by car.
Oh, it's about an hour, about
100
2 hours.
mile. It's 100 miles.
Yeah, 2 hours.
It's right in the, gosh, smack dab in the middle of the city. Right in the middle. I've gone to this place last year. It's a pretty nice venue. It's kind of out in a park at a big park, and it's a big gymnasium. It's a nice place. Anyway, well, we got to get you up to the Galloping Ghost at least sometime in the near future as well.
Oh, I completely agree because, hold on a second.
What are we doing?
Oh
You're
no, I
looking
was
at
looking at, so I have a computer up here too.
Ah,
But
right.
but yeah, we got to get you up to, or like, I got to get myself up to the Galloping Ghost, because there's a couple of games that I've been trying to find down here in the Springfield area, but I haven't been able to find. And
What
I've
game are
gone
you looking for?
Carnival,
Carnival. They have one in Galloping Ghost. Yes.
and I'm looking for Target Terror.
Galloping Ghost does not have it. McLean does, or they did.
They don't have it there anymore.
Oh, they don't.
No, they've got Police Trainer.
They
They've
took it
got,
down. I didn't
yep,
know that.
yeah, they've got that. Oh, Headless Horseman also has Carnival. All right, cool.
All right, he wants to compare your console game collection at some point. Okay, that'd be interesting. I don't know. I'm trying to think where else could have a Carnival, and I'm not sure. But there is possibly a list I can look up for
If you go check
Carnival.
out arcade.com, but it's not spelled the conventional way. It's spelled AUR.
Yes, I know.
Yep.
Well, there's one in Greenfield, Indiana. Let's see what else. Niles, Illinois, at the Izzy's Arcade Bar, and I haven't been there. Prince Arcades in Bolingbrook. Start Bar STL in St. Louis has one, supposedly.
Are you looking on arcade?
Yes.
Okay.
West Dundee, Illinois is supposed to have one. So does Tokens and Tank Yards in Mount Prospect, although I don't know if that's still open now. Okay, well, that's some of them anyway.
Well, I've checked as far down as Little Rock, Arkansas, just because I've got friends out in Little Rock, and my mom lives in Memphis, so I've checked like all around that area for the Carnival game, that and Target Terror, because I know, and they used to have it at the movie theater on South Dirksen Parkway in Springfield. They used to have it there before they ripped it out of there.
Yeah, that bugs me. You know, God. Springfield pretty much is called Little Vegas because all the dead gambling places and the movie theaters, no exception. They had to put gambling in there. So
Oh
the
yeah,
only arcades in the Springfield area, Chuck E. Cheese, Dumb Records, and Malibu Jack's.
oh yeah, and the mall. Have you been there?
Yeah, I live near the mall. Of course I've been in there multiple times. It's a short. I have to walk through it periodically to see if there's any new games put in there. But the stuff they have in there, a lot of it's kiddie gambling.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But they have not utilized all the space they have to put because they don't have any pinballs in there. They have room to put them in there because there's a lot of walk area that's not utilized, but they haven't done it. We also complained about the bowling alleys at Malibu Jack's, the pins being on cords last week.
Oh yeah, there's also games over at Kingpins and right there on Dirksen Parkway.
A couple.
Yeah, they have a couple. They have I think it's Cruisin' World, Guitar Hero, and like several others, because they told me
Pac-Man's
that.
Pixel Blast.
Yeah,
And the Munsters pinball, I think.
yeah, I read that Target Terror was gonna be there, but I went in there and
Was. It hasn't been there for quite a while. I don't know if it's.
Yeah, I checked Arcade and it said from like 7 years ago. So
yeah, because I'm the one who put the entry in there. I haven't updated it, and of course my time's been busy. I have some arcades to add to it that I've been to. That's not on arcade.com yet. But lack of time and other things took priority. I have walkthroughs of an arcade in Olney and a couple in Evansville, Indiana that I have not posted, but they were taken during the winter months. I've still not posted them.
Guitar
That's
Hero.
my fault. That's my fault. Also, arcade walkthrough in Peoria.
Oh yeah.
The new Tilted 10.
There was like there was an arcade in Peoria over at the mall over there. I don't know if they
That's it. Round 1 is gone. Tilted
is it
10,
really?
Yes. Round 1 closed. Tilted 10 took its place.
So there is still an arcade in Peoria?
Yes, in that mall. Tilted 10
okay.
moved in to replace Tilted Round 1. So 8-Bit Beercade is still down there. Or still up there.
Now what'd you say that arcade was that took that took over the one in Peoria? What'd you say its name was?
Tilted 10.
Okay, see, I thought you said Tilted Kilt for a second. I'm like, wait a minute. That's a Scottish version of
not the restaurant that was on the west side of Springfield. I missed that place.
The Tilted Kilt?
Yes.
That's also in Orlando. That's the Scottish version of Hooters.
Well, the outfits looked a lot better than Hooters. Unfortunately, that chain is not around anymore, as is Twin Peaks or whatever the heck they called it.
Yeah, Springfield got rid of Hooters also.
Well, the whole chain is in trouble. Financial trouble. But Tilted Kilt, the outfits looked a lot better than Hooters. It looked a lot better.
Not complaining there, brother.
What was I going to say? 8-Bit Barricade in Peoria. Have you been there?
No, I have not.
Okay, that's on the river. If you ever get a chance to go up there, go ahead. Tilted 10 is also in Rockford, Illinois, at the mall up there. That is a stopover on the way up to, gosh, when I go to Milwaukee for the big gaming convention up there. Any gosh, content that you want to make for the future? Yeah, we cleared 2 hours, by the way. I was thinking we're gonna end this thing at 9:30, but we're still going. And
Lots and lots to talk about,
I
dude.
expected that.
I can talk at great length whether you want me to or not.
I do need to go. I do need to wrap it up soon because
Oh no, I feel you, dude. I got to get up at 4 a.m. So I've been
ugh!
I've been doing the math in my head. I'm like, right, if I clear it now, then I can get this many hours of sleep before I gotta get up. But
Yeah, my day was rough today.
oh,
Ugh.
tell me about it, dude.
Anyway, content that you're wanting to make for your channel that are kind of future goals.
Let's see. A lot more eating challenges because I have a couple of drink challenges that I had that I put up there, but more
Drink
eating challenges.
okay.
One of them is going to be involved with Lincoln's house. I'm going to do a taco challenge out there, where I'm just gonna get a bunch of tacos and just see how many I can eat
Okay.
out in front of Lincoln's home because they won't let me do it inside the house, unfortunately.
Okay.
You know, who would have thought that, you know, the National Historic Register wouldn't want me to, you know, ruin Abraham Lincoln's house with that.
Well, don't.
But aside from arcade stories, because that seems to be my bread and butter right now, I'm actually gonna try and work with a shooting channel to do a little bit more gun content. I'm not going like Demolition Ranch or anything, which, by the way, I miss Matt from Demolition Ranch because that was pretty awesome.
Okay.
But a lot more wrestling content on ICYMW. A lot more historic sites. And just I want to try to go back to more nonsense missions, like just trying to make my name as far as doing like goofy missions, like a lot more geocaching. Like I'll hide $100 somewhere, like you know, within the Tri-City area, and just put clues up to see if
Oh
anybody
gosh,
can.
I remember those things. Back in WYMG did those back
Yep.
in the day. Yeah, that was I was out of college and needed money and I went looking and did not get it. So could not solve it. But then again, I was like in my early 20s, so maybe I just didn't have the brain power that others do. But I'm older and wiser now, so
But yep, just like I said, doing I also want to branch out into the RC world because I have a big RC car that is actually going to be featuring this camera because this is the OG camera, man. This is what started it all at the Superman Museum.
have you been to Elkhart? That car racing place in there, indoor. There are RC carts.
No, where is that?
Elkhart, Illinois is in between Springfield and Lincoln. Get off the interstate, go downtown. There's a place that races the RC cars on a track.
Oh, it's slot cars.
Well, I don't know what it is, but they're on line tracks. I just happened to step in there and see that going on, and I decided to watch it for a little bit. But since you mentioned it's the RC cars, I just figured, did you know it was there?
I did not know it was there, but let's see. I can tell you what I'm going to be doing because I have it all written down. This is like my cheat sheet as far as episodes go. So, you're asking about content. I'm doing a that game Master Key. It's the skill game where it has the shape of a key, and you have to kind of put it into the
Oh
slot
gosh, that.
and then turn it over. I'm going to try and see if I can aim a laser pointer and try and aim it up, because if you notice the card inside, like if it's in skill mode, no matter how you try to position that key, you'll always lose.
Yeah.
It's so it's kind of like you're kind of set up for failure.
Yeah, it's rigged.
Oh yeah.
I don't play those. It's kiddie gambling, and it's like no. Forget it.
So I was gonna do a hack to see if I can use a laser pointer to, I guess,
Cheat.
try and cheat. Right, exactly. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Cheating. Going back to the to axe throwing. So there's going to be more ninja training. I'm going to be doing movie theories. I don't know if you've seen that movie, The Patriot, where
I don't watch. I'm not a moviegoer.
well, in the movie The Patriot, which my wife, who's Springfield's resident historian, shout out to my wife. She's the raddest chick on the planet and leaps and bounds smarter than I am.
Yeah.
But in the Patriot, there's a scene where I don't know how Mel Gibson was actually able to do this, like movie magic, I guess, where he throws the tomahawk and sticks it in the guy's head. Doesn't like try to aim it up properly and throw it at the guy's face. He just kind of hip tosses it, like just kind of wings it, and it sticks the guy in the forehead. So we're gonna test that theory with a tomahawk. I'm going to go to random Goodwills in the area, put a barcode on myself, and see how many Goodwills I can buy myself at. So just like stupid nonsense.
What the heck?
I know, stupid nonsense missions.
They're gonna kick you out.
Probably, but I just want to see how many times I can actually purchase myself at a Goodwill. Then
I don't know how that would work, but
then Superman Museum Returns. So I'm doing Superman Museum Returns.
you're also gonna have to do the Popeye Festival at some point too in Chester. I think. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No, I have not.
Chester, Illinois. It's not as far as Metropolis, but it's home of Popeye. So.
Oh yeah, no, Henry. I think it's Henry, isn't it?
No, it's Chester.
Oh, Chesterfield. Right.
No, Chester by itself.
Oh, Chester. Okay.
Along the Mississippi River.
Oh yeah, no, I've been through there. I know what you're talking about.
Near Cape Girardeau. Anyway.
Then
Chesterfield somewhere else. It's in Missouri.
Let's see what else am I planning on. I have an interview with Tyler Bodine from wrestling. So I did an original interview with Tyler, but there was so much freaking ambient audio that I didn't get a chance to actually do it, or that I didn't get a chance to see. Now you're gonna have
This
all
is my
the
other one. This is my elder, and she's well behaved.
Is the cat purring?
I don't hear her purring right now.
No, because I thought I heard the cat.
She did not want me picking her up. Let's put it that way. But she's not in panic. But she's 17 years old. 17, but she's holding her own against that ginger back there. He moved. I guess he left. I don't know where he went. I'll let her go now.
All right, so here's more stuff I'm gonna get myself into. Blindfolded video game playing. So I'm gonna blindfold myself and see how well I can do playing video games, preferably driving games, to see how well I can do.
Oh boy.
Yep, that should be fun. Homemade scuba equipment, air drone drop, gel blaster Jedi challenge, habanero jail escape, toy car treadmill race. Am I Hawkeye-ish enough to snipe a drone out of the air with a bow? Because I have an old drone and a bow and arrow I can use. It used to belong to my father-in-law. Rest in peace. Duct taping my hands and seeing what I can do with having no hands for the day. Water bug taco. the McScorpion, which is buying a Big Mac and putting a scorpion on it.
Who?
And that's basically it. That's basically what I have.
In the near future, yep.
Yeah.
Plus the content that you shot at Arcadia 3 weeks ago, which is still pending. So
Yep. And an NES Texas Star. Have you ever heard of the it's a target, like a Texas Star is a target. It has 5 points, and as you shoot each of the targets, when they fall off, it spins the star around, so you can continue plunking each of the targets off of it. But I'm gonna do that with NES cartridges.
You're gonna break NES cartridges. I think some people are gonna freak out over that. Unless the carts are inoperable, but those games are valuable. You're kind of
Well,
setting your money. You're setting your money on fire because the NES, the retro stuff is just going up in value. I don't know if you want to actually do that.
well, if you can make people go, oh,
You
I gotta
might
watch just because it's horrible, but I want to see what happens at the same
You
time.
might get away with that with the Atari 2600 cartridges, but not in the Nintendo 8-bit carts. Like there's so many copies of Combat lying around, and that's even despite the Atari 2600 Plus being a thing now, and it plays those old Atari cartridges. But doggone, buying
And
Atari cartridges out the wazoo lately.
and also, I want to see, because I'm gonna buy a ballistic gel head. And I want to see if Nerf rival balls can actually go fast enough to be lethal. To see if it'll actually be lethal.
I have no comment on that one. All right. YouTube channel is Nonsense Powerhour, and new content is being uploaded. I don't know how fast you're getting through it, but you uploaded a video today, and it was a month since the last one, so you got some catching up to do there. Zach.
Was it a month? Was it really a month?
Yes. Well, according to YouTube channel, it's like, oh gosh, my cat's crawling in between. And here's the other one. Both cats have shown up to crash the stream, but we're almost done. Yeah, it was a month ago, it claimed, was the last video until today. So
Let's see.
I'm glad to have seen something posted today, but
let me see I have it up on my laptop, but
I can tell you. It's like,
yeah, you're right. It was a month ago. The last one was Arcade Stories, the weird Japanese game. So you are right, my friend.
Also known as Ghoul Patrol. Not Ghoul Patrol. It's Ghoul Panic. That's what it was called.
Oh yeah,
that's the American name for it.
The Obakyan, I think, is what it's called.
Yep. In Japan.
Yep.
So the storyline was that 2 kids were cursed, or a spell was cast on them that turned them into cats, and they're trying to undo the spell by progressing through the game and become human again.
Ah, gotcha.
That's the storyline on that one. All right. Zach Kane, I want to thank you for joining me here this week, and maybe I'll see you around the arcade soon.
This was completely awesome, man. Thank you for having me on. I had a great time.
This is your first podcast, right? Ever?
Oh no. This is not the first podcast I've been a part of. John Plunkett and his crew ran the Jerk Cast for a little while, so I've been on a couple episodes of the Jerk Cast.
Oh, okay.
So they were pretty cool. They had me on their show a couple of times, but it's been a minute since I've actually been on a podcast, and I would love to come back and chop things up with you again, man, because this is definitely awesome. And I want to see more content on your end too. Since you put me on blast, I'm going to put you on blast, and I want to see more content on your channel.
This is why we're doing this podcast right now. So, and the replay will go up. Obviously, I cut promos periodically, but I got an arcade restore project to come, but I have to make progress on it. It's doesn't play right now.
Ah,
It is broken. I had a chance to go bid on a Donkey Kong Cabaret tonight, but
really?
the problem was the auction ended during this podcast, and I would have had to go and pick it up Sunday afternoon. I wasn't desperate to get it, but I ended up selling for $225, which is pretty low. For
Oh, wow.
yes, I think it wasn't well known among the arcade collector community in the state of Illinois. If more people knew about it, I think more people would have gone after it. But be that as may, it's okay that I did not get it because I have something already cooking. So, and plus, I'd have to find some way to get it home. A cocktail table will fit in the back of my Prius. Not a full size arcade game. Probably not. Maybe a cabaret size arcade, but it depends on the dimensions.
All right, but before I let you go, I want to know what in the arcade world, what your favorite first person shooter was, because that's like I said, that's my preferably is first person shooters.
If you
So
want to go with a pure first person shooter for an arcade game, it would be War by Atari.
I'm talking
That
in the arcades, arcade
that
cabinet.
is an arcade game.
Oh, okay.
That is a traditional first person shooter in the vein of Castle Wolfenstein and Doom and
Oh
Quake.
man,
That is a first person shooter. The gun games are not first person. Well, it's first person view, but it's not technically what they define as a first person shooter. It's a gun game.
nice
Oh yes,
choice.
but there's not very many first person shooter arcade games. They have Galloping Ghost does have the arcade version of Quake, which is a prototype, unreleased. So they have that also.
Nice.
And Operation Gunbuster, I would count as a first person shooter because you're not staying in one spot. You're moving through an area while shooting at things. So it's kind of a modified first person shooter.
Not bad, man. So, do you want to make this an official challenge right here on the air that you and I do a best of 7 first person shooter? Because I know that you'll wipe the floor with me as far as
Where?
fighting game goes. Why not on our home
Galloping
turf?
Ghost?
Yeah, tell you what. I was going to say let's do it in Arcadia, but one of these days we got to go up to the Galloping Ghost, and that way we'll do a first person shooter best of 7 to see who's good. And
Brandon Travis, are you still in the chat? Yes, he is. Brandon Travis, hear me now and hear me clear. If this happens, I want you to host it again. Do you hear me?
So can we make it
Brandon
official?
Travis.
Can we put it on the books?
Well, we'd have to schedule it, and
Okay.
you'd have to schedule it and make sure that there's no conflicts in schedule because I've got my weekends have been gotten busier again. I'm like having to. I'm trying to phase out of wrestling, but now I'm being pulled back in as like I'm not being allowed to leave,
Ah, no, wrestling grabs on
which
you,
is
man, and it
why
won't let
I
go.
only care about 2 feds right now. Just 2, none other.
Well, like I said, it grabs onto you, man, and it doesn't let go.
Well, I kind of thought it would be easier to let go when all the drama happened, but the troublemakers haven't had their comeuppance yet either. It's just kind of a soft comeuppance by the country changing around them away from what they were pushing. But that doesn't give me any sort of satisfaction of them paying a price for what was done to me. So,
Gotcha.
all right.
But yeah, everybody, please go like, comment, subscribe to the Nonsense Power Hour. go like, comment, and subscribe to the Crimeycade podcast, so that way he can pull in more rad guests like myself and other people. Let's stretch this man out. Let's try to get him to Mr. Beast status. Wouldn't that be something, man? If your podcast got to Mr.
Mr.
Beast
Beast.
status,
I don't even know how many subscribers he has.
he's
I mean,
got
I like.
400 million. 400 million.
Yeah, but the question is, how many of those 400 million are tuning into this pod every week? Because last week, we kind of talked about, do you want to have 10,000 subscribers that don't watch or a couple hundred that do? I kind of want the couple hundred that do.
Well, I
Even
mean, Jimmy kind of has gotten himself into money challenges, so he's got to have the millions of views if he's gonna.
millions of views is one thing, but I'm talking about subscribers.
Oh yeah.
If you got millions of subscribers, but they're not tuning into the pod at all, they're worthless.
Well,
And
when
yes,
your
I get
YouTube channel,
spammed.
when
I
your
get
YouTube channel is bigger than NBC, like that's
well,
got to tell you
yes,
something.
well, that's a low hurdle to clear lately. Nothing but I used to call it nothing but Clinton, but now it's called nothing but clowns. Clown News Network, nothing but clowns and all that crap. I don't know. Anyway, Zach, thank you for joining me here on the podcast this week, and stay tuned because you talk about high caliber guests. Stand by 1 second. But thank you for joining me here tonight.
It was definitely awesome. And who's your next high caliber guest?
Oh,
Or is that a surprise?
No, I'm gonna show it off, but I
Yes,
got
please.
something to lead to it
Let me
for
see.
a moment.
Let me see.
Well, there's a lead up to it, so let me recap. Galloping Ghost activity, gaming activity since the last episode. So yes, I went back up to Galloping Ghost Arcade to compete for scores. I got Sky Skipper back. 88,000, 70 points from retaking it from Andrew Wasco. Ben Falls, as you can see, got Turbo Miss Pac-Man from me last week. Now I got to kill screen it if I'm going to take it back at all. But Andrew also took Grid Seeker. I tried to take that score. Nah, I could only break 400,000. Couldn't do it. Andrew also raised the house high on a game called Ninja Clowns. 442,000 points.
Ninja Clown?
Yes. Galloping Ghost has a lot of games you've never ever heard of. So they've got 1,040 different games at the Galloping Ghost, which is why you need two going on 3 full days to get the full experience of all these obscure, the classics, the common games the obscure ones, and the prototypes, which is why T20 is so unpredictable. 5 different decades of arcade glory. 8 different major genres of games. And you're going to get games you never heard of. You're going to probably be playing games that are not on the arcade floor now in the tournament. So you had no time to practice. Anyway, Proteus, Brandon Travis took the house high on that. That game finally made it back to the arcade floor. They had problems when they unveiled it. Matt Walters has Mr. Do's Wild Ride. That was unveiled a few weeks ago. Now he's up to 97,000. He pretty much has to clear about 2 or 3 loops of the game to get that many points. I also had Sand Scorpion, while Jamie Tibbs went in and took it from me. 431,000. He also 1cc'd Androdunos, which is on my challenge card. That's a Neo Geo game. 1.4 million points. Over at the Underground Retrocade in West Dundee, Tim Vanderkolk took the house high for Mr. Driller at 4,000 points. Now, the chase for tokens. Where's my PowerPoint? Where's my arrows? Oh, I lost the doggone arrows. There we go. The chase for tokens right now stands. Oh, I forgot to reorder this. I moved back up to 4th place. I passed JB Tibbix for 4th, but Andrew Owasco got over the 10,000 mark for tokens. As for the Gamer of the Year chase, no, let's do the power rankings first. Yeah, no changes here. Andrew, I forgot to update this, but Andrew got back to the 200 mark on number of house eyes at the Galloping Ghost. But there's 2 months to go in the season. And right now, Game of the Year odds. Not really a clear front runner. Not at all. The winner of T20 has a good chance of winning Game of the Year, whoever that is. If it's
They're all
Zurst,
kind of neck and neck right now.
yeah, but the problem is the field was a little more wide open. I guess there was contenders were easier to identify last year as opposed to this year. I'm not even putting myself in the mix because I don't have anywhere close. I don't have anywhere close to the body of work for me to even contend this year. So that's why I said no true front runner. But T20 is probably may decide it. However, I do not recommend Zurst having it 3 times in a row just based on T20 because that was a hard sell to give it to him twice in a row. I think the crowd will really sour if it's 3 in a row because, Zurst is only there for T20 and no other time of the year. So, who's my guest for next week? It's going to be this guy, Brian Cullen.
Woo!
Who is the artist for Rampage,
Oh,
Arch Rivals, Pigskin, General Chaos, Xenophobe, and some other games. That'll be next week right here. Yes. So there was a little bit of concern. A prior guest gave me the term imposter syndrome. So I wondered, do I have imposter syndrome? Can I put up higher caliber guests on this pod even though the audience isn't that big? We'll find out.
yeah, Rampage is actually on this.
Yes.
So yep, so that's pretty awesome because Rampage is one of my favorite games. So I will definitely be tuning in and tearing up your chat.
Yes, and hopefully the connection will hold because I had another guest from Chicago a few weeks ago. Well, so many weeks ago, and Comcast decided to go take a crap on the show. And so we're going to do some testing of the connection before we do this pod. But anyway, he's going to be at Gaming Geek Expo this weekend out in North Carolina. So
nice.
I'll be asking him about that because of that controversy that happened. But that'll do it for this podcast. And Zach, thank you for joining me this week.
Mr. Lucas, it has definitely been a pleasure, man. And I can't wait to meet up with you in the future face to face. So that way we can get on that first person shooter best of 7. I mean, we can also do it in McLean also if you want to get down on some games.
It'd be gun games only, obviously.
Yeah. And there's not really that many at in McLean. I mean, you got Aliens, Police Trainer, obviously the weird Japanese games, Terminator, the video I just posted.
T2 and Salvation, yeah,
then Operation Ghost and Ghost Squad, Gunblade. I mean, we got several to choose from. So
those are shooting games. That's not quite the same as a first-person shooter. First-person shooter is basically, and there's third-person shooters too, because if the grid is kind of behind the back, kind of like Resident Evil. But yeah. Oh, I forgot. They have Biohazard, which is the Resident Evil arcade game, and even though you're controlling a gun, you're moving around a maze, so that is a first-person shooter.
Oh yeah, and not only that, but House of the Dead also. Like that.
That's a gun game, but you're
Yep.
not moving. You're not free movement. You're not having freedom of movement.
Right, exactly.
First-person shooter has freedom of movement through a building or a maze or a floor.
How good are
That's-
you at Call of Duty?
Don't care for it.
Well, don't feel bad. I kind of really suck at that one too, but maybe, if you
I
have
don't play Call of Duty. I don't care for it, and plus it doesn't play like Doom or Quake. It's completely it's just different, completely different.
Well, I mean,
And there's
well,
a lot of
if you and I
issues with
play
it.
one another, I mean, it's not going to mean, imminent ruinage for either one of us, but if the suckage is kind of on an equal level, then both of us might have a fighting chance. But yeah, man, we definitely got to get down on some gun games to see if to see where each of us stand.
Okay. All right, Zach. Have a good evening, and we'll see you around the arcade soon.
Thank you, man. Everybody, like and subscribe to both of us, the Nonsense Power Hour, ICYMW, and the Crimeycade podcast. Thank you for having me on, man.
All right. All right. So I am going to raid a channel. Who am I going to raid is the question. And I think I'm going to raid a usual suspect in my case, Rutherford on Twitch. Give a shout out to him or let him know what you see on this podcast. Until next time, I'm the man considered crime fighter. Have a good night, everybody.